What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and I've often talked on this channel about the separation of political issues and art. I know that it can be a artistic thing. It's just that, in general, people don't want it in their escapism. People don't want politics shoehorned into their video games. And when I say that, it's not like this, well, this thing is kind of mildly political. Oh, you're playing Call of Duty. That's political. What people are talking about is like cramming modern day activism issues into video games, breaking immersion, cramming modern day concerns into escapism. And this crept into sports at an all-time high last year, and ratings suffered. The NBA had disastrous ratings during its NBA Finals, the worst since 2012, ratings falling as much as 51% at a time in which everybody should be tuning in. Now, fast forward to the 2021 season, things are starting to recover. In fact, ratings have almost entirely bounced back. Why? Well, people have kind of forgotten about the insane levels of activism on the court, and they've dialed it way back. Now enter moron and America-hating billionaire Mark Cuban, who likes to bend the knee and lick the boot of China. Mark Cuban ripped for scrapping the national anthem as the NBA reverses course. Now, I understand that the national anthem is, the military spends all this money for flyovers and it's all this evil. I don't care. Nobody who's actually at the game is thinking that when it's a moment to be thankful that I'm spending money and eating hot dogs and drinking beers, watching something completely meaningless for a few hours. It's a time to get together with friends and family, and this is something worth appreciating. It's something that is a reason to be proud for your country. It's the same for any other sport in any other country. The Canadian has their national anthem that they sing at their games. There's literally nothing wrong with it. If you don't want to sing it, you don't have to. But of course, Mark Cuban, who loves that China dollar and refuses to acknowledge all of the atrocity, he's super woke, but he's not going to let that stop him from making money. Outspoken Dallas Mavericks owner Mark Cuban ignited a firestorm of fury, canceling the national anthem at home games, while earning praise from woke morons and the Biden administration. Mark Cuban on Tuesday told The Athletic that the team would no longer play the Star-Spangled Banner, with Anthem increasingly becoming a hot-button issue in American sports as some athletes kneel or stay in the locker room to protest discriminatory policing. Fine, stay in the locker room. I literally couldn't care less. But I'm a fan. I'm at the game, and I'm gonna remember that when I buy jerseys. I remember that when I canceled my season tickets to the NBA, and I live in a city with one of the best teams in basketball. The move appears to be on hold, however, with the NBA announcing Wednesday that all teams must play the national anthem at their home game, including the Mavericks' evening tilt against the Atlanta Hawks. Get woke, go broke, tweeted Anthony White, the vice president of the Fort Worth Police Officers Association, on Twitter. I won't spend another cent on the Dallas Mavericks. White, a Marine veteran, went on to suggest that those fans allowed at Mavs home games amid the lockdown should take it upon themselves to sing the national anthem in protest. Maybe the fans who attend will take the initiative to sing the anthem in unison anyway, he wrote. U.S. military personnel have shed blood, and some have given their lives for the freedoms we enjoy today. John Rich of the country music duo Big and Rich reached a similar conclusion. So American billionaire Mark Cuban will no longer play the national anthem at Dallas Mavericks game, wrote Rich. Wonder what he'd do if I bought a ticket and stood up in my seat and got the whole crowd singing it at the top of their lungs. Would he usher us all out? I'd like to see that. Republican Senator Tom Cotton also weighs in. Makes sense. The NBA needs space to play the Chinese national anthem before games, referring to the league's stumbling approach to pro-democracy protests in Hong Kong in light of major business dealings with China. John Cardillo, a right-wing pundit and former NYPD cop, found the move particularly disrespectful to the families of military service members who lost their lives defending the United States. I think it's really odd. Why are Republicans the only people that seem to love this country? You know, you can love your country and acknowledge its many flaws. You can be proud of your nation and also acknowledge that it has flaws. The idea that the NBA just wants to... And by the way, make no mistake about it, whether or not they reverse course, this is very public, and this is going to hurt the Dallas Mavericks. Every Gold Star family should be publicly hammering Mark Cuban. Every sports fan, everyday sports fans also spoke out. Hey, Mark Cuban, whether I'm at a game or at home, I will always stand for our national anthem and our flag, wrote one user, adding that they were never... and that they were out on the ABC reality show in which Cuban regularly appears. I will never watch Shark Tank again. Another user questioned the divisive move at a time when the NBA is scraping for fans. Just when I thought the NBA couldn't lose any more viewers, Mark Cuban said, "Hold my beer." Some figures, however, came out in support. This should happen everywhere, wrote Stan Van Gundy, head coach of the Mavs' divisional rivals New Orleans Pelicans. If you think the anthem needs to be played before sporting events, then play it before every movie, concert, church service, and every workday at every business. Okay. I agree. I mean, like, is that supposed to be an own? You know what I'd love? Instead of 15 minutes of cringe local commercials playing before my movie? The national anthem. That would be awesome. It would make being at the movies feel like an event. Mets pitcher Marcus Stroman simply wrote, "Legend," linking to the Cuban story call. Jan Pesky, press secretary for Biden, appeared to signal the administration's support on Wednesday, framing it as an acknowledgement of America's failures to live up to its lofty ideals. Why do these people hate America? America, I'm sorry, made you all millionaires. America made the players of the NBA who, I'm sorry if this is offensive to you, but many of which had very few other options and zero options, nearly zero options to become this wealthy because of America. I'm not saying that that excuses every reason, every bad thing that America has been involved in, but the idea that you aren't living the dream. The absolute this is why Kaepernick is such a hack. Dude was abandoned by his family, by the way, adopted by folks here in Wisconsin, and given a second chance. That is America. He's now a multimillionaire, one of the most powerful people in the nation, and he says this country sucks. He spends his time dragging down the country, focusing on the negative. Again, not that you can't point things out, but making sure you stop playing the national anthem is cuck stuff. Mark Cuban and the Dallas Mavericks will resume playing the anthem tonight versus Atlanta. Statement from Cuban in part, the hope is that those who feel passionate about the anthem being played will just be passionate in listening to those who do not feel it represents them. Go play basketball in Turkey then. You ask Giannis Antetokounmpo if he wants to go back to Greece and play, or if he wants to stay in this great nation that just gave him a $250 million contract. I mean, it's shocking how people that immigrate to this country love America more than so many of the people that grew up here. It's mind-boggling. Mark Cuban became a billionaire because of the capitalism that is fostered by America. All right. Mark Cuban is one of the most privileged people on the planet because he grew up in America. He would never have been what he was if you grew up in Somalia. Okay. That might sound mean, but that's the hard truth of it. I feel very fortunate that I grew up in a suburban area here in America. You could say really anywhere in the West. The opportunities here are bountiful. I'm not saying you can't make it if you're born somewhere else, but it's extraordinarily difficult. It's much more difficult. And the idea that you can just dump on that for woke points is ridiculous. And honestly, if I see you kneeling during the anthem, I'm not interested in buying your product. If you disagree with me, that's okay. You could call me triggered. That's okay. But I love this country, and this country is the sole reason that these people playing a meaningless sport will have unlimited wealth and power for the rest of their lives. And you know what? Maybe just be thankful for that for 3 minutes of a song. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.